But on the other hand, with Valkyr, wait, what? No, I'm not saying not
Valkyrie,
in
yeah,
contrary,
yeah,
but in conjunction with
yeah,
the changes to her 4 definitely alleviates the offset of the invincibility and the lack of the caveat that came with her fourth ability.
yeah.
So it definitely leans into a much stronger and more heavier aggressive play style
Mm.
than she was before, because now you're able to group enemies, you're able to slash them the high hell, and now you gain health from killing and doing damage to enemies.
Well, that was the thing, right? And this is where I like understand a lot why DE made the choices they made, is because the ability right now gives you health, like life strike, like life steal on melee attacks. Like the ability has life steal. That's one of the passives of the exalted weapon itself. But it like
Uh-huh.
the idea of having an ability that makes you immune, but all to damage while also giving you a weapon that gives you health when you deal damage to enemies is like what's the point there, you know? And then also like the other reasoning is that Pablo made, and he has a good reasoning for this, is the second ability gives you an armor buff, which is really specifically a damage reduction only to your health. But how useful does an armor buff become when I'm literally immune to damage? Like, so her fourth ability gets rid of like two pretty cool aspects of her kit that are both good aspects as well. Like on another Warframe, they would be both good. And it just makes them literally pointless because she's immune to damage.
Yeah. And not only this, her passive didn't work while she was in her fort because she was immune to all status types.
Yes, she was immune to knockbacks, making her
Or
passive useless.
yeah, and to all those noobs that didn't know, knockback, knockbacks, being kicked down, all of those types are different statuses that is applied to your warframe, not like Toxin or magnetic.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, so it's
Also, I hate you for taking all 4 of them keys.
I just did it because I load so much faster than you, so I can like already get the mission going.
I'm playing Valkyr.
I'm playing Nova, who's also really tanky.
I don't need a tank when I can just
I mean,
not die.
you do right. That is what we're talking about. But yeah, I mean, well, that's the other point, right? So two things that are important to note. She now has a good bit more base health. I think her prime's base health is maybe around 700, something like that, maybe a bit less. And I think it's gonna be
Um, Her prime right now has less than 500 HP,
oh damn,
and the prime, I think the change gives her, I
like
think 800
yeah,
HP.
something like really high. And then
Yeah, because it changed from 270 for, yeah, it changed from like 270 to 800,
yeah,
which is fucking wild.
yes,
So you
yes.
can definitely do something like Arcane Blessing
Mm-hmm.
and just heavily spec
Oh yeah,
into a health tanking.
especially
Or if you really wanted to, you
because
can shield tank.
yeah, yeah. But like the fourth ability will also, while the fourth ability is activated, the armor buff you're gonna get from her second will be tripled. So instead of at base strength a 50% buff, you're gonna get a 150% armor buff, and with an armor value of above 900, that's like that's something like 24,000 or something like that. Like it's in she's gonna have a ridiculous amount of armor. Like even just with 100%, 200% power strength, I believe she's gonna have 90% DR from her armor while on her fourth ability, which is a crap ton of armor. Because if you know how armor scales, you know how hard it actually is to reach 90% of DR with armor. And she's going to be incredibly tanky, and she also has that health gate from her first ability. So even if she does manage to die, which will be hard because she'll have an insanely high amount of EHP, she's going to be able to rely on that health gate as well. So she's not actually going to die. Hello.
Yeah, yeah, I'm here. I'm just like, I just zoned out. I'm here waiting for you, by the way.
Yeah, I fell. I was heading over there and then I fell. Oh hi, I forgot. Yeah. I was like literally right at the staircase, and then I fell. It was yeah. But yeah, so she's gonna be extremely tanky because of the insane amount of armor she's gonna be getting. She has so much health, and she has that health gate as well. So she's not losing much for most players. Most players don't need to worry about this in the slightest. And now her kit is going to be more interesting, if anything, because of it. But
Yeah.
for an endurance player, yeah. And this is really
The
the
only
big
thing that she
argument,
can't do with
right? Yeah.
Valkyr is take her into level cap, which
Yeah.
Valkyr now can definitely do level cap because she can't take fucking damage.
Exactly, yeah.
That's like that. That's like the only thing that she can't do is take damage.
Yeah. And like that's
But
the thing, right? That's the big argument and the big controversy that's coming around here because so many people are like the invulnerability from her fourth is really what made her stand out from the crowd. It's what defines her as like actually a pretty decent Warframe right now, even though her passive first and third are some of the worst abilities in the game. And it also makes her one of the best endurance frames in the game, and this change is gonna definitely lower that and make her nowhere near as good when it comes to endurance.
yeah, but most players won't even do endurance
Exactly.
runs.
Exactly.
And like even me as a level cap player myself, I don't really care
Yeah.
because in the long run, this doesn't really affect me, but it really affects the newer player that's just picking up Valkyr.
Yeah.
And when my one of my first Warframes was Valkyr, I took the time to grind her out, and I thought she was amazing. But then I never leveled her. I never leveled her up because I thought her abilities were dog shit.
Mm.
I actually had to go back recently to rebuild her and level her up completely, and then get rid of her,
Mm.
and then throw her in the helmet. I had to lobotomize her and turn her into a flower, but
Yeah, and the energy economy on her fourth ability is going to be better now as well. So it's definitely going to be a lot more new player friendly. And so for pretty much everyone involved, this is a good change. It's just bad for endurance players. Is the main
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
But also, if you have like the attention span of a squirrel, you won't even be an endurance run in like
Exactly.
for over
Yeah.
an hour.
Yeah.
For me, with ADHD, it is insanely hard to be in a survival for over 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
I think the longest
And
survival I've done is an hour. And like because of that, I generally speaking, don't have the endurance, like the patience. I don't have the endurance to do an endurance. Nah, like because I'm not that interested. Like I've never gone to level cap. I've gone to levels in the thousands. Like so I understand like what goes into an endurance run. And like going to level cap because you get to a point where enemies that are level like 1,500 really aren't that different from levels 9,999 because they're gonna one tap you anyway, and that's really the
Mhm.
big difference. And I just haven't had the patience to do endurance because there's no like in-game reason to do it. Like you're not gonna get special bonuses for doing it, and it's just not entertaining. Like I don't know. I just like I totally get why people do it, and I think that's really cool. But I don't have the patience to stay in a mission for that long. Overall, I think the important thing to note is I understand why the controversy about this rework, and again, it's honestly not even that much of a rework. Like I would argue it's more of a soft rework. But I think it's a dub for everyone involved except endurance, which is a more niche category of players. So yeah.
Yeah, it is a bummer to not. It's a bummer to take something away that you've been working with this whole
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
It's kind of like driving. You don't want to get a DUI and have your license revoked for X amount of
Mm.
time because you've been doing it for so long.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Um,
Because you've been drink driving for
so
so long and getting away with it.
yeah,
Just
don't tell my local
nonchalantly.
authorities. Nonchalantly drinking and driving and getting away with it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. But yeah,
But
it's yeah.
it it is a bummer. It's not something that really bothers me, but will definitely bother a lot of players that don't really want to see change.
Mm, yeah. Oh, interesting. Yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah. Moving on then, I suppose. Unless you have anything more to say about Valkyrie and her rework.
nothing much.
No.
Her rework
Well, I guess the other thing we can say
will
about
definitely
Valkyrie
be
is
beneficial.
the heirloom skin, which looks very cool. Although I know a
I
lot.
think it's Gunnar bait.
I know a lot of people will be buying it. That's for sure. I mean, I'm gonna be buying it
I
just
think
because I think the general look of the heirloom skins, like just generally speaking, is really cool. Like,
okay, let's be honest. You're getting it for the ass and the
no,
tits,
but
though.
like one of my favorite
I'm joking.
one of my favorite skins in the game is Frost's heirloom skin because first of all, he has very few good skins and he is one of my favorite frames. But I just love the look, like the skin look of the heirloom skins. I think it's really really cool, and I think
Mhm.
Amber's heirloom skin, besides the ass, like ignoring the ass, I think her skin looks really cool as well. And I actually think Valkyrie's skin doesn't look as cool as those two, and I don't think Rhino or Mag's ones look that good either compared to those two. But I still think it looks like a really cool skin. I think the heirloom skins just have a really cool vibe, just generally speaking.
Uh, I
Yeah.
think it's a really neat thing to include.
Yes.
The green screen effect with the skins is really nice.
Yeah. Yeah. But there is still more to
But what I
cover.
do not,
Oh, sorry, you go. Yeah.
but what I really do not appreciate is that DE is trying to use these skins as Gunnar bait.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's
And
yeah.
the reason why they keep making them is because of people's reactions with Amber's heirloom.
Yeah.
And Amber's heirloom was like genuine creativity and like a
Yeah.
surge
Yeah.
of like it's a voice. Every piece of artwork that is this game's skins is a voice. It's a personality that
Especially when it's
portrays the Warframe.
especially when it's made
But
by a fan,
whenever
like the heirloom skins are. Like,
exactly,
yeah.
and it's hard to see things like this just be used as just proprietary sex bait for those
Mm,
people that can't keep it in their pants.
mm.
Because I see all the time, and like this doesn't have to be like you as the viewer, you are doing this. I am saying this as a small group of the community is doing this. Um, they like they like talk about how nice Amber's butt is with the heirloom, and they're like, God damn it. Like they hypersexualize these warframes
Yeah.
that yes, it's an M-rated game. Yes, you're allowed to do whatever the hell you want with it because it's your account, it's your thing.
Yeah.
You can see however you want to see it, but it's disturbing that you are using a piece of art for NSFW purposes, even though it
Yeah.
wasn't made for that.
Yeah.
But then now DE is using using these skins as an excuse to do that,
Yeah.
to drive up sales and to influence the viewer in a way.
Yeah. And
I'm not down with that,
yeah.
and I don't want to buy them because of that reason. I was having this conversation with my girl earlier, actually,
Yeah.
and it it doesn't make me feel comfortable as a consumer
I respect that.
to buy
Yeah.
skins that are already sexualized. If it was like a genuine spur of creativity and like pride that they got from these skins, like they did with other skins, like the Kalervo skin, they sounded really proud of. They were
Yeah.
happy about the way that it was made.
And it
This
looks
is just
amazing as well. Yeah.
this is just the first thing that they said was this is our most chest focused skin,
Yeah.
and that
And
was
th-
the only thing they could
and
really come up.
they turned around and they zoomed in on the ass and they did the same thing for Amber as well. It's like, okay, I mean, yeah, and like the thing is, credit where credit is due. D is a lot better than most other game developers. I mean, look at the first Descendant. Like, I really enjoyed playing that game,
Yeah,
and I mean, it had a lot of issues as well, but I did really enjoy playing that game. And but one of the reasons why I haven't gone back to it is the sexualization of the characters was disgusting, like truly disgusting. And like one of the things that Warframe does as well is Warframe doesn't just sexualize the female characters, they also sexualize male characters, which is like, it makes it feel nicer to me. Where the first Descendant is just, it's so bad, and it wasn't just the creators, the community around the game really bought into it as well. And it's just, it was really unpleasant to like be a part and like be around that. And like I liked the game, but like knowing that that was such a driving force behind the profitability of the game was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I truly noticed the way the way that game devs can see their creations
Yeah.
was with the first Descendant when I was playing it with you. Because whenever you have a, I forgot what they call them, um, like Ascended or something.
Descendant, yeah.
No, I mean like the Ascended versions of the Descendants,
Ultimates,
like
I think.
Primes,
Ultimates, they're just called, I'm pretty sure.
Ultimates. Yeah,
Yeah.
the ultimate version
Bunny, oh my gosh. I really
of like
liked,
Volby,
yeah, Valby
and
too, but like I really liked
because
Bunny's like base skin, like, and not for the
they would just
ass.
take off they would just take
Yeah,
off
yeah,
the
literally,
clothes
yeah.
and they would wear like a super skin tight thong and like, but it's definitely apparent on Bunny.
Yeah, because like Bunny's base skin I really like, and like it has a very prominent ass. But that wasn't the reason why I liked it. Like I generally liked the design of the skin, and then Ultimate Bunny. Like I wanted Ultimate Bunny because I wanted a better version of Bunny, but I also really didn't want Ultimate Bunny because she was straight up like a stripper. Like the skin was straight up a stripper's skin. Like it was so bad. Like it's shocking.
But yeah,
And like
it's just that the
yeah,
aggressive monetization with sex and
yeah. And like
they're really
there's a place for that. Like there is a place for like not safe for work content. I'm not shaming people for like being horny or anything, but my issue is that's not the right
the
place for
over
that.
sexualization.
Yeah, the over sexualization as well, and also it's not the right place for
Because
that. You know?
don't get me wrong, characters like Ultimate Glay, where they're not like
Yeah,
overly sexualized,
yeah,
because she looks sexy.
yeah.
She looks good. That's a
Yes,
good skin.
yes,
And it's just like teetering on the edge of like sexual and like a dominant line because that portrays the character's personality. That
yes,
shows you
yes.
how the character is. But in terms of like Volby and Bunny, those are just Gooner bait.
Yeah. Anyway, enough about the first Ascendant. Getting back on topic, I have the Warframe new player experience dev workshop open. If another big thing in this update was there are a lot of more new player experiences, I think either coming in the interim cert update, which is just around the corner, or through whatchamacalls it through IL Weaver. And
Mhm.
there's a lot here. I don't think we'll cover all of it because there's just so much to talk about. I will leave a description to the workshop in a link to the workshop in my description, for any viewer that wants to check it out. But a few things that I think are interesting is it's adding new categories to Warframes. These categories being damage, crowd control, support, survival, and stealth, with the intention of basically being like giving the game somewhat of a new player somewhat of a nod to how to build the frame, which seems good. But I feel
I
like
think I think categorizing the warframes could be a double-edged sword
yes, I agree.
because um it could definitely persuade a new player into believing that that's the only way you can build that warframe.
Yeah, definitely.
And it definitely takes away from the strengths of Warframe as a whole.
And I think
Because
my other fear about it is right now I think on the Warframes like main site they actually do have characterizations for some of the frames, and they are not even slightly close to reality. Like some of them are so off, it's bad.
as long as they don't call Mesa a stealth frame, I think we're good.
Just a side note. Oh, I have Citrine. That's killer. Since I haven't unlocked Elite Deep Archimedia, do you just want to carry me for the first round and like get me through it? It's Defense, Hell Scrubber, and Exterminate.
Yeah, I got you. I have Sevagoth, so this will be so clean.
Easy. I have Citrine with Torrid. Ammo restore
I
by
actually do
drops
have
and
Frost for this
gears
one.
reduced by 75%. Duration of negative status effects is triple. Gain 1 punch of should recharges delay increase. Okay, that's fine. So we have
But
Torrid.
yeah, I think the categorizations of the Warframes would be pretty neat.
Yeah,
I have nothing to really say about that. For a
yeah,
new player, that would be really neat, but I do think it would discourage build optimizations or changes with build or experimentation. Um,
yeah. Similarly, we also have a bunch
so,
of categories for the weapons. Primary weapons will have rifle, machine gun, which I don't think that distinction is really necessary, if I'm being honest.
Soma,
Precision,
weapons like the Soma and the Trumna.
but like it just plays the same as a rifle, though, right? And then you also have precision rifle,
Well,
which I
really,
assume means
you
like
have the
more
you have
burst
the
rifle
rifle
vibes.
and then the machine gun,
Yeah,
and the machine gun plays into the bullet hose fantasy.
yeah. Then they also have shotguns, beams, bow slash crossbows, launches, and miscellaneous. Which is
I wonder what
interesting.
miscellaneous means.
I guess just anything like an outlier. I don't think these categories. So right now, obviously, primary weapons are broken up into rifles and shotguns for modding purposes. I don't think these categories will do that. They're just going to be. This is kind of how this game works. Kind of frame the weapon kind of works. Kind of vibes to just give new players like a helping hand when deciding what they want to do.
Yeah, I hope that there's a menu in the options that turns these off.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully, yeah. And then secondary categories have pistols, submachine gun, shotgun, beam, throwable, and miscellaneous. And then melee categories are light blade, fist slash fans, two-handed blades, scythe, staff slash pole-on, hammer, ranged melee, or miscellaneous. Honestly, I don't think they needed to add melee categories because there are so many different types of melees in the game already that I feel like kind of cover that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Um, but I mean, change is change.
Changes
We'll have to
change.
see how this is, how they decide to change this. Nothing's set in stone until the update appears, until they like give us confirmation about it.
Yeah.
Um, so we'll just have to see how they feel about it. Um, but really, I don't really care about this because this doesn't really portray to me,
No.
or as or like in the eyes of my girl, I guess this could influence her in some way, shape, and form because
Yeah.
she is a new player.
Yeah.
She's below MR5.
Yeah.
She's very much a new player. Um, but I guess I guess maybe possibly prohible.
There are
I'm gonna get
also a
flamed
bunch
on.
of other stuff coming. So we have some changes to enemies, generic quality of life, junctions again, a bit of a rework to make them a bit easier to go through for a new player. A bunch of other stuff like that. Like I said, we're not going to cover them all. But one thing I do want to focus on because I actually think this change is awesome. This is an arsenal and quality of life change where we will now be able to the way I'm reading this, and I haven't proofread it, so maybe I'm misunderstanding it, but when you're looking at the stats on your weapon, you'll be able to click on that stat, and the mods will filter mods related to that stat, which I think is an awesome quality of life feature. Hello.
I'm sorry, run that by me one more time.
When you're looking at your stats of a weapon when you're modding it, so like say critical chance for example, on a primary weapon, you'll be able to click on that stat and then it will filter the mods related to that stat. So if you click on the critical chance, you'll get critical delay, you'll get point strike,
Oh, so
and
you'll get a breakdown from your
yeah.
mods.
So the
Okay,
mods will be
yeah.
filtered to only show mods related to that stat, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, that sounds great. That sounds great. Um, I don't really, I don't know where that may really, I don't know where that really be useful. Because if you're any kind of math whiz or know how much a percentage is from
Well, it,
from an additive damage, I guess
well, just
you'll be
make
fine.
it'll make modding easier just generally because instead of needing to like search for the mod or scroll through, you'll just be able to click on the status, the damage effect that you want in the weapon, and then it'll filter all the mods, and then you can just put those mods on the weapon. So you won't need to like it'll make searching for mods easier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Are you ready to go, by the way, or what's the deal?
Yeah. I completely forgot what I was doing for a second.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, that's really the only quality of life changes. Let me just check to see if this dev workshop has the list of the augments. Rhino changes. Oh, getting Rhino is going to be made easier. Ivara in the cert build coming. This was not this dev stream, but last dev stream, she's getting a buff to her 4th ability, I believe. No, one of her abilities is getting a buff. I can't remember what it is though, and I don't remember what the buff is, but Ivara is getting buffed, which is good. And this does not seem to show the new augments. No. Okay, hold on. Maybe. No. So, but what we are getting is we're getting 4 new augments with, I believe,
Caliban.
Isles. They're Caliban, Citrine, Jade, and I can't remember what the 4th one was. Do you remember?
It was Caliban, Citrine, Clervo.
Clervo and Jade. That's right. I'll be very interested to see what Clervo's is actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping it's a collective curse augment.
Oh my gosh,
or
can you
a
imagine?
curse for his 4.
Oh my gosh. But yeah.
But if it was collective curse, I think that'd be fucking busted.
Yeah, definitely. We don't know what any of the augments are doing except for Caliban, which they actually showed them making in the previous Devstream 187. And they said it was like a work in progress. So what we saw in that Devstream is probably not entirely how it's going to look, but it looks fantastic. You know, I have not played this game mode yet.
Oh, really?
I have not played this game mode yet.
Oh, really?
I am forgetting how Citrine's abilities works.
It's just a defense. It's just a defense.
Yeah, I know. But like, I just think it's crazy that I've just been playing the game so little. Okay, look, guys. Oblivion came out. Oblivion remastered. I love Elder Scrolls even more than I love Warframe. You can't hate me. Nah, but the augment for
Oblivion's
Caliban.
mid.
Yeah. I agree.
I agree.
I fully agree. Out of the Elder Scrolls games, Oblivion is hard
He's
mid.
just doing that to avoid conflict.
No, dead set. I think Oblivion. Now, this is going to start a lot of conflict. I think Oblivion is the worst Elder Scrolls game.
I don't know. I haven't played an Elder Scrolls game, so I can't really give you
I think it's the worst.
a rebuttal on that statement.
Yeah. So many people love Oblivion, and they're wrong. And well, no, so it's a really good game. It's a really, really good game. All the Elder Scrolls games are really good games, but I think
I love that you love something, but you're wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong. You're not wrong and loving
wrong.
it. You're not wrong and loving it. You're wrong and thinking it's better than Skyrim. And if you're that 1 in 100
you're
whack job,
totally wrong.
if you're that 1 in 100 whack job that thinks Oblivion is better than Morrowind, then just check yourself into an asylum already, because that's where you deserve to be. No, but enough baiting my entire audience that likes Oblivion or Elder Scrolls in general. Well, yes, Caliban's augment. That's what we were talking about. So yeah, Caliban.
He had some like crazy tangent.
Yeah, I know. Caliban's first ability is going to get the augment, and the way it's going to work is now when he activates his first, it will group enemies together, and then it will also spawn his ranged sentinels from his third ability, who will trigger the mortar effect with increased status chance. So it's going to apply a bunch of Tau status on enemies, which is great for any status build because of how the Tau status works. And it's also going to increase... It's also going to give Caliban a grouping ability, which synergizes just really well with his kit in general. So it's going to be an amazing augment for him, really. So I'm super excited to get it and test it out and play around with it and make a lot of fun builds with it. So yeah.
Pyrotechnic build?
That's... maybe. I mean, first of all, my first thought was his His fourth ability is probably going to be better now with a grouping like that because the fourth ability is AoE effect. And the other
Yeah,
one was
but I was
my yeah.
thinking that you could do some quirky shit with pyrotechnics because I saw something a decent bit ago with Mag's pole and pyrotechnics with heat inherit and the way that the pyrotechnic scaling works. Shout out to Rowan is a mag main for that one. Um,
Nice.
sorry for the random plug in your own channel, but
I mean,
I saw his video and it was very well crafted, and I thought he deserves a shout out from a very not so popular YouTuber, but still deserves the credit where credit is due. Um, so yeah, Owl Weaver will be a very interesting update for
for
everything
sure, yeah.
that is Owl Weaver related. I'm super excited for Araxia as a
Yes.
new Warframe because I
Yes.
love getting my grubby little meat paws on something new. Um,
The augments as
Valkyr's
well.
rework will be
Yeah.
sexy as hell.
Overall, I think
Um,
Valkyrie's rework will be really good. The new augments are very exciting because new augments are always exciting. A lot of good stuff are coming.
mhm.
A lot of good stuff is coming to the game. So yes, definitely very excited.
There's a lot of juicy things that are going to happen, and I'm definitely going to be there to try it out.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
will
Yeah.
Racho.
Yeah.
Um, it's all going to come together. It's all going to be really nice, really juicy. Um, I'm ready to kick Nessie in the face for what she did to Arthur in Hex, but
Yeah.
can't really be mad at her for being possessed by a otherworldly being.
Yeah. Yeah. By a demon. Yeah, and
By a literal
any
demon.
more information on the Man in the Wall is always good as well because he's a really interesting character, like just as a whole. So
Yeah.
yes.
I was really hoping that the Man in the Wall would be expanded upon in 1999, which he really did not. He just
No.
added more questions to the roster.
Yeah.
Um, so now all I can really do is hope that this really does the same.
Yeah.
It's a bummer that DE does this to me.
Yeah. But hey,
But
what can you do?
it's kind of like Dark Souls, where Dark Souls doesn't really have any lore, but we people that cope hella hard just kind of make the lore happen.
Yes. But yeah, obviously we're wrapping up now in the podcast. Thank you for coming out for the first episode and watching it if you made it this far. This is the first episode. I do want to make this a continuous theme for the channel, and you'll always see HD here with me. He'll be my buddy for these podcast videos.
Mhm.
And I do want to keep the podcast somewhat casual, but as you noticed, we did go on tangents here and there, and so maybe the formula for the podcast might refine over time. Like I said, this is just the first episode. I literally only told HD about this idea I had like a day ago, and he was like, "Sure, let's do it." So it will improve. It will refine.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
really just kind of like the spur of a moment kind of
it
deal.
was. Yeah,
It was before, it was Saturday,
yeah, just before the
and
Devstream. Yeah.
it was goofy as hell.
Did we fail? Okay, no, good. I got scared for a second. I did not know we
Yeah,
were on the
how
last mission. The last
bro,
wave.
he was at full HP.
Okay, good. But yeah, if you like the podcast, maybe check out some of our other content and where you will see me. Or at the very least, check out some of the future podcast episodes. Again, it's going to be at the very least for every dev stream, probably for updates as well. And you always see me at the podcast. You'll see HD. In the future, we may even have some additional guests in my Discord join us as well. We'll see. No promises, but we'll see.
Nah, it's only gonna be me.
It's only going to be
only
HD.
gonna be me.
He's declared it. It's just HD. And yeah, I mean, he didn't
It's
do a very
just
good.
me.
He didn't do a very good job of I'm going to ignore that thought process that I just had, and so will you. But until next time, subscribe to my channel, give me a like, leave a comment, tell HD how amazing he is, give him all the love that he deserves, and check out some of my other videos. And I will see all you guys in the next video. Bye bye.